Hello everyone, it is once again that time of year where I show you my Thomas collection and show some of the new items that I've gotten since the last video. I would usually do this last month, however I was planning to get some special items and so I decided to wait a little and they are very nice. I'm also going to show a little bit more of my collection that I haven't shown previously, like some of my destinations and finally that bottom drawer at the bottom, uh, because I finally organized them a little bit more so that they're more presentable. And yeah, I think that's everything. So now I'm going to once again quickly show you my collection. So I've shown this before, so I'm not going to go too much into detail here. I've got my 1996 Thomas, Edward, Henry, Gordon, James. And then my childhood 2000s, aka New Style Thomas, Edward, Henry, Gordon, and James. Then again, 2011 Thomas with that weird face. 2013 Thomas, 96 per se. Lights and Sounds per se, who is probably going to become my main per se. Toby. Duck. Oh, and originally I had Henrietta here in the previous two videos, but I was running out of space here, so I had to move the remaining coaches that were here into the drawer below. But yeah, there's Duck, Daisy, Diesel, still a knockoff unfortunately, hopefully it's just a matter of time before I get to replace him with a normal version. Donald and Douglas, I'm considering repainting them into the Railway Series blue liveries. Let me know what you guys think, because I do like that livery, but it is a big change to my childhood Donald and Douglas models. And no, I'm probably not going to get new models for that. Then there's Bill and Ben. Since the last time you saw them, they received 3D printed buffer beams. They look pretty nice, although they might need a different shade of red. This one doesn't look too great. Then my custom Ginty, Oliver, Mavis, Scarloey, again still a knockoff, Aeneas, and then we get into the finally some new items. So first, there is a handle, and I would say that it's the best version, but now that I think about it, they all look very good. I've given him the usual narrow gauge modifications that I give to every narrow gauge engine, or at least most of them, which is side rods. And NAS got them too. Then there's Peter Sam. I gave him painted eyes and also a little bit more detail like buffer beams, but I didn't give him side rods or a blank space under his running board. And this special funnel is 3D printed. Then there's Estes, same modifications as Peter Sam. And then this is a very special new item, Brio Duncan. Probably one of the rarest items in my collection. Someone in my city just happened to be selling a couple Brios, and of course I had to get Duncan because I don't have any other version of him, aside from a knockoff, but that doesn't count. And yeah, I'm really happy to have him, but it's kind of funny because I don't even need Brio Duncan, I just wanted a official wooden Duncan. So yeah, if I do get an official TWR one, I might give this to someone who actually really wants a Brio Duncan, because I don't really have a need for such a rare and important item. But maybe not, because it is nice to own something like this. Yeah. And I didn't give him any modifications at all because he's kind of special. Then there's Smudger, again with the side rods, D199, Duke, side rods, Stepney, and Bird, again some new items. I would have said that I preferred the Mattel CGI versions more, but now that I actually get to see these in person, I really like them. They look great. Lady, Pip and Emma Customs, Diesel 10, my childhood one, and Diesel 10, the newer Mattel version. I am most likely going to give this to a friend because I don't really need it and I just wanted to quickly test it out to see if I found a use for it, but I haven't, so it's going to someone else. Splatter and Dodge, Battery powered salty doesn't work unfortunately. Harvey, I painted his wheels to be more accurate and I'm happy with the result. Fergus, with 3D printed buffer beams. Spencer, Emily with the number 12. Murdoch, Fearless Freddy, side rods. Proteus with side rods. Mighty Mac with side rods. Molly, Dennis, Rosie, with Billy. Oh, Billy! Hank, Flora, Stanley. I still haven't gotten a normal TWR Stanley. Yeah, I know I really need one, but really, who cares about Stanley? He's not that important. Hero, Victor, Charlie, Flynn. Another new item. This is the 2013 Dart, and I gave him some 3D printed buffer beams. I don't have them, unfortunately, but yeah, I am going to get him when I can. Bash, Dash, and Ferdinand. And I believe that last time I only had Bash, and now I have all of the logging locos. And I said in the past that when I got all three, I would build a Misty Island layout. And I promise you that is still going to happen. But I decided that I would rather get Belle also, so that I could build a more accurate layout with all of the important characters, because Belle is in the Search and Rescue Center, and that is kind of important to Misty Island. But once I get Belle, I promise it will happen as soon as possible. Oh boy. Luke, Steven, Millie, my custom Bayo Millie, Gator, Porter, almost forgot his name, he is a bit forgettable, Marion, Timothy, Samson, Philip, and this is another new item. I'm quite fond of this version, he looks really nice, and I also gave him that flag that he had in the Great Race. He looks nice with it, and yeah, he's going to have it permanently. Ryan, Skiff, and now we've reached the end of original TWR. Then there's again that OC from Chase the Oncologist, I never know how to pronounce it, the Buffman Bomber. I'm not going to spoil the identity of the engine underneath. My custom Gina, I'm probably going to redo her at some point. Shooting Star Gordon with a better face. My custom Hurricane, he's really just the unmodified Brio Mighty engine with a face. Rebecca from the magazines, I'm finally going to be able to replace her. I'm going to show eventually with whom. So this model is going to soon disappear from this part of the collection. But I haven't really decided yet how exactly I'm going to sort this out. I'm going to explain a bit later. You'll understand why. Then there's my custom Duchess. A new custom. This is Lady based on the current condition of her life-sized prop. Oh, the camera won't focus. Odd. Then there's Edward's Ghost Engine from Scaredy Engines, Scrap Oliver, and all three of these are knockoffs, which is great because I don't mind repainting them into something else. This is my OC, Nathaniel. This is Clive, an OC from the same guy who created this masked engine. Then here is a Big Jake's Great Western Saddle Tank engine. I considered turning this guy into Stanley, but probably not. Unless I happen to really need Stanley, then this engine is probably going to stay in this condition. And then over here is a knockoff Gordon with a rather unique feature, which is Henry's Firebox. This is Benny, and I keep him in a plastic bag to keep the world safe from him. Alright, this is most of my wooden engines. Now I'm going to show what's below, which is mainly rolling stock as well as road vehicles and diecast items. So I had to get a little bit more of these smaller boxes so that this could all fit here. And it's possible that one day these boxes will also be used in the engine drawer. But anyway, I had to reorganize a little bit. The breakdown chain and okay, they are still here, along with the handcar. But now, there's also the TCC Diesels minions, really nice customs, as well as my new customs of LC and Cora. And this push-along Paxton, aka my default Paxton. I also put the Taken Play miniature engines here. This thing, which I use as a brake tender. A Tesco fire engine. And another B.O. Thomas item, Butch. I am again really happy to have this because it's a unique item with a unique history. And yeah, that's the reason why I decided to wait with the Misty Island layout until I get Bell. Because I now have 5 of the 6 members of the SSRC. So it would be weird if there was only one lacking. Then there's the rest of the old vehicles, Adventurous Bertie, Lego Bulgy, Trevor, George, Madge, Jack, Alfie, Max and Monty, this police car thing, which sometimes I use a bit like Winston, a B.O. forklift, knockoff Isabella from Take Along, also official Take Along Ned, Elizabeth, Madge, I'm not sure if I said her, Byron, and Checkmaster Patrick, a recent item. He doesn't fit on any of my roads, but oh well. And then down here there's the My First Topham Head Scar and Bertie, along with magazines per se and 2 versions of the mail car that came with the magazines. Now let's move to the boxes here. So down below I got most of the coaches. I got the express coaches, 4 generic coaches, 2 now have painted roofs, Stephen's Castle coaches, also Hector and the Chinese Dragon, and Old Slow coach. Then here I've got Annie, Clarabelle. I liked Annie for a really long time, so I'm really happy that I finally now have her. Thank you, CS Lord, for giving me your Annie. Henrietta, Custom Hannah, and Flora's Car. Then here I've got 3 of my cargo cars. Then the oil and coal cargo pack. The coal car now has a 3D printed face. Then I've got my 2 barrel cars with some loads from other items, the CGI fuel tanker, some generic cars for carrying road cars, the Thin Clergyman's car, really nice custom. Then here is where I have all of my minis. I had to put them in a bigger box because there was just so many of them. And I don't remember exactly which ones I had and didn't have before. But one thing that I am sure of is that I didn't have these DC minis. Really happy to have them, and I wish they also made Marvel ones. There's also this mini of Mr. Easworth from Timeless Engines series, Crazy Trains. Thank you, Timeless Engines, for letting me make this custom. This is a fun custom. This is Car from the Teleclin Railway. Then there's a Topham Head Scar. There is this bus which came with the magazines, and it was clearly made from Bolgi because it has this on the front. Yikes. It also came with this telephone box. That's really nice. I like this item a lot. Over here I got my main bolster out, which came with a bath toy, along with some accessories for my push-along Sandy. I also got this really cool big jigs crane which can lift this track piece. Review is incoming, as well as some minor items like some plastic logs which came with some die-cast cars. That's not really important. Then over here I got some more troublesome tracks. I got, of course, Scraffy, the troublesome track with rocks, and the giggling troublesome track. Then there's the Blue Mountain Quarry track, which also has a 3D printed face. and the chicken car with a painted face. Then here are some of my cubbies and brake vans. Actually 2 cubbies and just 1 brake van, that is Bradford. But then I also have the Spiteful Caboose and Bruno. Captain the Lifeboat is here. And I also got my wood aquarium car here. Then over here I got some of my push-alongs. Actually no, I'm going to show these a little bit later. Now I'm going to show the start of my diecast collection. So first I got the 2013 Thomas here. Then there's Take-Along per se. Take-Along Flatbed. As well as the Tomica Paint Splattered Thomas. A really nice item and my only Tomica item. Then I got a Take-Along Toby, and I think he might be a knockoff. He's a lot similar to my knockoff Take-Along Isabella. Then there's Cody, he's Take-Along and he's official. Same with the 199. Adventures Oliver, a really nice item, honestly. Yeah, it's very inaccurate, but I like him. Then there's my Adventures Diesel and Adventures TCC Diesel from The Return of Diesel with that number 1. Then Adventures James, I got him so that I would finally have a complete collection of the Journey Beyond Sodor main characters in Adventures. And also my Adventures Hugo, I got him because no other Hugo was available. Little Percy, nice oddity in the collection. Adventures Henrietta. There's this limited edition checkout collection Thomas, or whatever he's called. He looks like a knockoff of the Take-Along Thomas, but this is actually official, believe it or not. Adventures LBSC Thomas, Troublesome Chuck, Taken Play Yellow Chuck, Taken Play Streamline Thomas, Adventures Acing Thomas with Ace, I like Ace, and this Chuck that came with the Den and Dart Adventures pack. Then below here, I've got my Adventures Merlin, Lexi, Frankie, Hurricane, and Theo, Raoul, Ivan, Ashama, Den and Dart, Nia, Luke, Hongmei, Gator, Philip, and Kevin. Kevin is my default Kevin also because no other one. Yeah, Adventures, they are really nice. Lately I haven't been playing with them a lot. Maybe I should change that because they are nice. Then here I've got some push-alongs. Over here I've got my CGI ones. There's Shane and Young Bao, really nice engines. Emily. This is the version with the number 12. Really happy to have that. And James. I love this guy so much, he's very important to me. And my push-along All Engines Go, Carly and Sandy. Sandy is the version that came with the Welder's mask, which is here. And then here I've got Kenji, Ashama, the better Ashama honestly, Bruno, and the minecart that came with Ashama. And I'm also considering repainting Kenji silver and turning him into his TV series counterpart. What do you guys think? Should I do it? I'm not sure. And there's also my remaining push-alongs there. There's Norjihan, a really nice item. I wish she didn't have to be hidden like this. The camera doesn't seem to want to focus. Strange. Then there's the Super Cruiser Thomas. I love Stefano and the Super Cruiser, so this Thomas is also one of my more liked ones. Push-along Troublesome Chuck from CGI, and All Engines Go Rainbow, Thomas and Diesel. Nice items. Then I've also got some of those Trackmaster cars that came with the minis. A odd way to sell them, but whatever. As well as my magazines, heralds, and some other miscellaneous items which aren't really needed to be shown. And now I'm finally going to show what's in the bottom drawer. So previously it was way more disorganized, and it might still look like that, but I promise it actually is organized. It's just that it's kind of hard to make it look organized. So over here in the box from the Duck Pond Crossing, or rather should I say Duck Pong Crossing, I've got my wooden railway track because I only have a few pieces of it and I don't want it to be mixed with my generic wooden track. As well as some other items like some trees and some figures, this barrel thing, some custom adapters, and also this pullback James. In this box, I have my adventures check and collectible railway check. Here are my knockoffs and also Aryan Bird. Then here I've got the accessories to the Super Cruiser and some other items, but they're not important. Here I've got the track that came with the Super Cruiser, as well as some pieces from the motorized Talking Thomas and Percy train set. More pieces are also here. I've also got this box for a Tomika item. It's basically just, it's a piece of sidewalk and that's it. But it's really nice and it only cost like 50 cents in American dollars. Which is a awesome find for an awesome price. I've also got this carrying case, which I sometimes use because it's kind of convenient. And below it is a box where I have my Checkmaster check. And I think that's about everything that's here. So now we're going to go way up over here. This is where I got some of my 3D printed customs and my Checkmaster items, but we'll get to that. I bought this black thing from IKEA and I use it just so that I would have some more space. Which wasn't probably its intended usage, but whatever. Here I've got some of my clay. Back in the day I used to make customs made out of clay, but I don't do that anymore. I still have the clay. I might even give it away because what else will I do with it? But I'm certainly at the very least going to put them somewhere else so that I have more room here. There's also this thing from the magazines and my box for the Tomika Paint Splatter Thomas, as well as some other items that are not important. Then the 3D printed items, there's Terence's Snowplow. There's also some new ones. There's this thing, I'm not going to spoil what that is. Neil. Elephant Thomas. Amazing. Unfinished Boko and D5701. I'm probably not going to finish them because the bodies aren't really perfect. Similar thing with LA Series Annie and Clarabelle. They are finished, but there's some problems with the bodies, so I might completely redo them. It's unfortunate, but it just happens sometimes. And also Bear, who has a slightly different body and who actually doesn't have any issues, which is really nice. Then I've got Ivo's Flying Bedstead, which is made for Rocky's back car. Stafford. And then these are fun. I recently got a chassis from a wooden James, without the wooden James. And I've made some customs made to fit on the chassis. And those are Wilbert, 16, Frankie, who still needs a couple more things, and this thing, which is going to be a TWR scale Stefano. I like Stefano, so you can probably understand why I made this. There's also Gordon's Snow Machine, Fred, Glyn, as well as two other coffee pots, Lydia and Alfred. I am going to make coffee pot number 4 whenever I get a 4th cargo car. Then some more new items, Chuggington Diecast, Winston, Coco, and Action Chugger. I don't need Brewster because I have Take Along D199. Action Chugger was the one I wanted to get, and I got these two others because I wanted him to be able to interact with something else. I got my crappy Jezvares, Winston, Coco, and Brewster over here. But unfortunately I can't get rid of them just yet because these guys don't fit on wooden track, but these crappy ones do. What can you do? Then down below here, I got my 3D printed Sunny. I'm going to give him a few modifications so that he's going to be able to use this chassis. Then I got this beach chair thing, which is where Boulder sits. A worthy throne for him, I have to say. My custom Pancake Diesel 10. You know, it's actually customs like these that make me realize maybe I shouldn't get rid of my clay, because this is absolutely worth it. Then there's pieces for my 3D printed Carly, some clay figurines, some spare wheels from motorized items, Zack, the original Thomas the Elephant. His carpet on his back broke and snapped and disintegrated, which is the reason I made a new one by 3D printing him. So this is just a elephant with Thomas's face, so actually it's still Thomas the Elephant, whatever. Some more stuff that's kind of not very important is behind him. Then over here I've got some more clay items. I've got the Red Balloon, Skylar, the OC from the same guy that made Clive and the Buff and Bomber, Jock, Caroline, Thumper, kind of useless honestly, Amogus, the Calliope, the Pope Mobile, Miniature Mike, I mean an extra miniature Mike, and Bill Cipher. Some of these are probably going to get remade because 3D printing is more reliable and produces better results, but probably not all. And I am also going to replace my clay tags with 3D printed tags. And also 10 Cents and Sunshine aren't here because I gave them to a friend in exchange for that Annie I mentioned. And also this thing along with this thing, that's pieces for the 3D printed Stefano. It's a work in progress. Then I've got the London Tube chain here along with this Czech chain. Behind this calendar I have 3 heralds. There is the immortal diecast herald, who is unbelievably going to return once again. It's just so funny. This herald will outlive us all. Also my Comanche herald and my custom Comanche Rainbow herald, or Gay herald, hehe. I've also got this wooden gem thing. It doesn't even really have functioning wheels, so it's basically just a static display piece, but it's cool. Then I have this Prague subway. I live in Prague, which is why I had to get this. And then you've probably noticed the two really unique items which are here, and they are the Wooden Airway 2022 Rebecca and Kenji. I got them very recently, only like a few days ago, and yeah, I'm really happy to have them. And the reason they are currently here and not with the other engines down below in the drawers is simply because I haven't made room for them there yet. So for now I put them here with the other longer engines, and honestly, I have to say I kind of like it, so let me know if you guys think that they should stay here or if I should make room for them down below. Yeah, but anyways, the magazine's Rebecca that was down there, that's going to be replaced with this Rebecca. And I also gave them some little modifications and they look a lot better. Like Rebecca now has fully painted details that extend to the edges of her body and such. And yeah. Then here I've got some more real Czech chains. This is the Regionova. It's a very recognizable chain and I've been on it many times, which is why I had to get it. And this, I believe, is the Regio Shark. And I've never even seen this chain, let alone been on it, but it has a very unique chassis, which is why I had to get it. Just look at it, that's so cool. And now here are my Checkmasters. I'm going to show them from the other side because it's going to make a little bit more sense. So here are my 3 motorized CGI Thomases. This one has a sticker middle wheel, and he came with Terence and that tree. Hello, Terence. This one has a painted middle wheel, and he came with Annie and Clarabelle, and he has a painted running board. Then this is the CGI Talking Thomas, a really cool item, and also with a painted running board. And this is the motorized talking Percy.
No time for delay. Hello, Thomas. Hi, best friend. Where are you going? I'm going to the bridge. Special delivery.
So cool. And of course they have the rolling stock, and behind them is the all engines go push along troublesome check, because size wise it really is more of a motorized item than a push along one. Then here is my Tommy Percy, a really cool item, but he doesn't run best, unfortunately. Behind him is the Checkmaster 1 Blue Mountain Quarry car. Checkmaster 1 working car diesel, a really cool item, a really cool face variant, but he doesn't run at all, which is very disappointing, but oh well, what can you do? And behind him is the Checkmaster 2 Salt Van. This one came with Timothy, which I don't have, and some other thing, I don't remember what that was. Then this is my Checkmaster 2 remote control Luke, a really cool item, it's what got me into Checkmaster. The CGI motorized troublesome check, cool item. Checkmaster 2 Etienne, I just thought he looked cool, that's why I got him. And the motorized Kenji, with his coaches of course. Then here is Bulstrode from that same set as the Talking Thomas and Percy. Skiff, the one that came with Hugo, I don't have him. As well as Luke's remote and my only piece of Tommy check. And then I've also got some items in the background. I have this, not really a painting, but choo-choo! There's also Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield version, I believe. There's a pamphlet from 2022. I've got these two puzzle pieces. I made this thing with colored sand. Then here I've got some DVDs. I've got Together on the Tracks and the Hungarian version of Calling All Engines. I would also like to get a couple more from the banner era, because there's some that are available to me. There's the Infinity War Hulkbuster from the 2018 wave, Lego. And, this is really cool, I got the Lego X-Men from X-Men the Animated Series / X-Men 97 here. These are the guys that came with the X-Men X-Jet, aka the Blackbird. And yeah, I grew up with this version, so when they came back and even got Lego figures, I just had to get them. There's 4 from the X-Jet. Those are Cyclops, Wolverine, Magneto, and Rogue. And I also got Beast and Storm from the CMF series. I didn't get Wolverine from that series, but that's okay, I got this one. And I am not going to get the X-Mansion, it's just too expensive. And there's also Spider-Man. This is my favorite Lego Spider-Man that I have. I also have this TWR catalog from around 2010. This thing, I don't remember where it's from. Some tattoos, a Thomas Moneybin, a dinosaur, this guy, and this little chest made out of metal with a bunch of Marvel cards for a game. I've never even really learned how to play the game. Also my custom Jeremy, this is a magazine model. Okay, now I'm going to show a little bit more of my collection. Here I've got some more catalogs, including some TWR ones and also Lego. And now, where I keep my check, I keep most of it in this big bin, along with a couple other items like the turntable. Then here is my big garage, along with some other items. Below it, in these 2 boxes, are most of my other destinations. And then over here I have some other ones, like Toby's Windmill, Duck Pond Crossing, the airport, Hill's Windmill, the barrel loader, and the Rock Crusher. Also Henry's Tunnel / the Blue Mountain Quarry from that motorized talking set. Then, hold on a little bit. Over here I've got my cranes. Those are Cranky, Colin, and Merrick along with his mountain. Here I've also got my custom Vickerstown station roof made out of cardboard and some plastic foil. This isn't Thomas related, but I keep my comics here. I got a couple of them along with some others that aren't here, and I am going to make a video about them eventually because I love comics a lot. Also, here's my 3D printer. I got a 3D printer recently, that's why I have so many new 3D printed customs. More are on the way. And finally, the highlight of my collection, the crown jewel, my baby, my son, my precious Stefano. Wait, just going to get this guy quickly. Wait. Yeah, this is the best thing in my collection. He is always on this table because if he's not somewhere where I see him, my only thoughts are, where is Stefano? Is he safe? Is he alright? Yeah, I'm like I don't even know what to compare it to. And there is also this thing which I haven't shown before because I didn't really have a place to put it, but I am going to reorganize a little bit, so it's going to have a place. This is Proteus' statue, which is actually made out of that one knockoff Sir handle, which I had for many years. You could see it in some of my previous videos. So yeah, I even made this little lamp out of clay. Originally I made it for a lady, because in my AU, Proteus' lamp used to belong to her. But the clay started turning brown, and so I gave it to the statue because it kind of suited it due to how rusty it is. Also, in my AU, the statue is sentient and evil, and it's called Anti-Proteus. And some more Lego, that's not important. So yeah, I think that's about everything. Thank you for watching. Snap, snap!